granddaddy of all European sports cars is the two-seat 1962 to 1964 Ferrari 250 GTO. This wasn't a fast car produced for sale to the general public, but a genuine race car that was produced to drive on public streets. It was the gold standard of performance cars during the 1960s, when Pontiac released the 1964 Tempest GTO, which is officially considered the first American muscle car. Car and Driver magazine March 1964 issue had an illustrated cover picture that showed a comparison test between the 1964 Pontiac GTO and the Ferrari 250 GTO. And notice how I said illustration and not photo? It was Pontiac's marketing genius at that time, Jim Wangers, who was the driving force behind this article. It was a brilliant PR maneuver, taking the best sports car in the world and having it compete with Pontiac's new muscle car. But it was all an illusion to create the association that these cars were equals. Let's face it, there's a reason why Pontiac borrowed the GTO name from Ferrari. The name meant something because the Ferrari GTO was just that great a performance car. This association with the world's fastest production car at that time would help to make the 1964 Pontiac GTO a sales success. In reality, the car and driver matchup was make-believe, because in the real world, the Ferrari GTO was in a different league than the 1964 Pontiac GTO. The Pontiac GTO may have handled well for an American car, but it was no match for the Ferrari GTO, which at the time was the world's best handling car. Same was true when it came to acceleration. The Ferrari GTO accelerated so much quicker than the Pontiac GTO. Due to certain circumstances, car and driver couldn't test the cars side by side on the drag strip or on a racetrack. This was the reason an illustration, not a photo, was shown on the magazine cover, since the matchup never happened. What did happen was car and driver test drove a 1964 Pontiac GTO and obtained 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.6 seconds and the quarter mile in 13.1 seconds at 115 miles per hour. These numbers were incredible and put the Pontiac GTO right in Ferrari GTO performance territory. However, what readers weren't told was this Pontiac GTO wasn't factory stock. The 348 gross horsepower, triple two-barrel carbureted 389 cubic inch V8, which was the Pontiac GTO's top engine option and listed in the magazine article as the engine in the test, couldn't have possibly moved the 3,485-pound Pontiac GTO that quickly. In the Pontiac GTO test car used by Car and Driver, Wangers had replaced this engine with a souped-up Pontiac 421 cubic inch V8, which made at least, if not well over 450 gross horsepower. A triple two-barrel equipped 389 powered 1964 GTO did the quarter mile in about 14.7 seconds, which was very fast for its day, but almost 2 seconds slower than the hopped-up test car. The Ferrari GTO's beautiful curves blended so well together. As great as the styling was, had it not been for its phenomenal performance, it would have been another pretty face with good performance like the Jaguar XKE of the same era. Instead, its small displacement 3-liter V12 engine produced a very impressive 302 horsepower. This was back in an era when 300 horsepower was a lot of grunt, especially in a 1,940-pound car. The Ferrari GTO went 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.4 seconds and the quarter mile in 13.1 seconds at 113 miles per hour. Even more than 55 years later, these figures are mighty impressive. The truth is, back in 1962 to 1964, nothing could touch the Ferrari GTO's performance and handling. The Ferrari GTO came standard with a 5-speed manual transmission, 2 decades before U.S. automakers offered a 5-speed manual with its performance cars. For all these reasons, the Ferrari GTO is a must-drive car for any performance car fan's bucket list. The Ferrari GTO currently has the highest monetary value of any production classic car. The 250 GTO was produced in very low numbers. Only 39 were produced. It's a real rarity when one pops up for sale. When one does come on the market, it usually sets sales records. In 2013, a Ferrari 250 GTO set the record with a sale price of $38 million, and in June 2018, the record price almost doubled when a 1963 Ferrari 250 GTO sold for an amazing $70 million. Considering these high prices, the probability of driving a Ferrari 250 GTO is as likely as a trip to Mars for most performance car fans. The 1964 Pontiac GTO, on the other hand, can still be driven or owned by the average performance car fan. Prices for mint-conditioned examples run anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000, depending on options and other factors. In the end, which car is better? It depends on your taste. If you want the ultimate classic exotic two-seat sports car, the 1962 to 1964 Ferrari GTO 250 is that car. If you want a classic muscle car, it's hard to beat the 1964 Pontiac GTO. The decision to pick which version of the GTO you want, the Ferrari or the Pontiac, is the same as deciding what you want for dinner: the finest caviar in the world or one great tasting cheeseburger. Thank you so much for your support of this channel. Please subscribe, since your support is the reason this channel is a success. And please make sure to click on the bell icon so that you never miss a new video release.